My mom asked me to watch my siblings for a week. It's been 9 weeks. My mom went out 2 days before Christmas and then texted me 12 hours later saying she would be gone for a week and for me to have the kids. She hasn't come back since. So, almost 9 weeks. I have heard from her 3 times total, and she is saying she isn't coming back anytime soon. She just keeps sending money. My siblings are 16, 13, 12, 9, and 7. I'm 19. I'm surviving looking after the kids by myself, and to be honest, not much has changed because I did most of it when my mom was here anyway. We live with our nan, but she doesn't help with them either, and my older siblings have long since moved out. I guess my question is my mom being gone a serious issue legally and with social services? I don't want to risk the kids going into care. Been there, done that when I was younger, so I haven't told anyone that she's gone. I'm scared of what will happen if people find out, so I don't want to even ask the question in real life. Update 1. I spoke to my mom on the phone and told her I want her to give me custody of the kids since she is refusing to come back or say when she will be back, and I'm done with her BS. We argued for like an hour, but in the end she said she would do it after I told her I was going to call the police on her. Before speaking to her, I spoke to a lawyer, and I should be able to get legal guardianship through a parenting order, which will go through court. My 22-year-old brother said he will move home and help me under the condition that my mom doesn't move back as he refuses to be around her. His income and input will help a lot, and he seems serious about wanting to be involved with parenting and taking care of the kids, especially our little brother, as he needs a male role model badly. If we can't get custody, then my nan should be able to. Either way, my mom is very unlikely to keep custody unless she suddenly decides she gives it. I would bet my life she will never give a flying duck. Getting legal custody is the outcome I want, so I'm relieved it seems like a real possibility. Now I'm just trying to do a total overhaul of everything with the kids because I think they need a lot more structure, discipline, rules, and routine than they have had until now. I have realized I don't really know anything about good parenting, so I have a lot to learn. Maybe I will get some books. Until now, our house has been more like a house share with everyone doing what they want and running around feral rather than anyone really guiding the kids. I grew up even more feral, and I don't think it's a good way to be raised. So I'm starting a bath and bedtime routine for the youngest two and a curfew for the teenagers. Because right now the 12-year-old goes off on a skateboard and will just show up again at like 10 p.m. on a school night. I've also been giving them much better food than they usually have, and it's been rough to get them to eat healthy, but we have made so much progress already. Any advice on instilling rules would be welcome, as I don't think it will be easy, and I have never had any kind of actual parent role model in my life. Additional information from OOP. OOP provided a comment regarding her father's whereabouts and why he wasn't stepping up to take care of the family. The father left the family 5 years prior because older siblings have confirmed he was abusing them. OOP mentions her father has done his disappearing and returning acts many times. This time, no one knows where he is at the moment after walking out. Update 2. Hi. Not sure if doing multiple updates is okay, but I think it will be easier to update people who are interested like this, as replying to all is hard. Thanks to advice here, we have realized that getting kinship is a better choice for us financially than getting legal guardianship. This wasn't mentioned to us by the lawyer or social services, so I'm so grateful for everyone here, as we will have so much less financial stress on kinship and we will get access to a lot more services for the kids. Things are already seeming so much less scary. My brother has come home to help me and is working remotely for his job, which is ideal. He has been amazing at making it all happen so fast and packing up his life to move back. He is still back and forth at the moment, but should be here full-time besides a few days a month where he has to be there in person. Our oldest sister has said she will send some money every month to help us, but doesn't want to be involved other than that. I understand why and am very grateful she is helping. Honestly, it hurts a bit that she refuses to talk about the kids or anything, but she is doing what she can handle, I guess. Our other sister is working fly in fly out right now and has suggested coming back on her weeks off to help out, but I'm not sure if that will actually happen or work well in reality. My brother doesn't get along with her very well and says he doesn't think living with her again will work. The kids are still struggling with the new rules, and we have had some issues. The 16-year-old hates me, so my brother is trying to take over with her because I am tired of fighting with her. The others are doing better, but still so difficult. The 7-year-old won't sleep, which is the hardest thing right now, BC, then I can't sleep and I'm tired AF. She has meltdowns when she's tired, and she's always tired now, so she's always having meltdowns. I don't know what to do with her. Every time I try to make her sleep, it doesn't work that well. She says she doesn't know why she won't sleep, so I don't know where to even start. My brother tried to get her to bed, and she just cried and screamed for me. The 12-year-old is listening to our brother, which is the best thing to ever happen because I was really worried about handling him since he listens to me never. 13 and 9-year-old are easier and not stressing me out too much. So we're kind of divided and conquered now. My brother handles 2 and I handle the other 3. I have found out I am very protective of the younger ones and find it very difficult to let my brother discipline them, so it causes less problems between us if I deal with them. Still early days, and hoping consistency will fix a lot of the smaller issues. Long term, we want to rent somewhere bigger as our nan's house is very cramped and making things harder. This is long and messy, sorry. Just wanted to update everyone who has asked and thank everyone again for the advice. Update 3. Back with another update for those who asked. Can't believe it's been over 3 months now. We applied for kinship and have had the provisional approval and the home inspection and some interviews. We've got a couple more things to do / still ongoing, and then we should be good. We got our first payment, which has been so good and really made me feel much more optimistic about everything because we will be able to actually do something other than just survive. The caseworker pretty much told me they don't want to have to find placements for this many kids, so us keeping them is their much preferred option, which is reassuring. My mom hasn't contacted me for a while. We thought she might show up on Easter because holidays are usually her time to cry about how much she misses our dad, and she usually prefers to ruin everyone's day with that. But she didn't come, thank God. Our nan is still at our auntie's because she can't stand to be around us apparently. Because me trying to feed them good food and not let a 7-year-old disappear for hours on bicycles with kids 3 or more years older than her is just me thinking him better than my nan. A lot of people said to try co-sleeping with 7-year-olds, so I have started doing that. It's helping a bit, and she actually will lay down, so that's a win, but she still cries a lot and tries to get up. She also does a death grip on me, so I have kind of accepted that I have to go to bed when she does. It's not the worst thing ever because I have been looking things up and reading online whilst I lay with her when she eventually calms down. I've ordered melatonin to try. I share a room with a 16-year-old and she doesn't want a 7-year-old in there, but it's kind of tough. I can't do anything about it until we can move houses, which isn't going to be soon. It's not the most peaceful night with her there because she kicks me and wakes up at random times trying to chat or crying, but we are getting some sleep. She slept in my single bed with me from 4 months old until she was like 2. I clearly knew nothing about safe sleep, but my mom had sold the crib to try to annoy my dad, so she actually had nowhere else to sleep. And I haven't told her that because I don't want to tell her her mom didn't care that she didn't have a bed, but she seems to remember because she said, "We used to have sleepovers in your bed a lot, didn't we?" Also, I got the 16-year-old earplugs and told her she can sleep in 7-year-olds. Bed in the other room if she prefers. I do my best to try to soothe 7-year-old in general. She had one of her crying breakdowns last week and said she didn't feel safe or happy. Then she said she wishes I was her real mummy. I told her I am her real mummy because I've looked after her whole life and I won't ever leave her. She seems a bit happier since then. I'm going to get a photo of us for her to have in her little purse she carries everywhere. She's pretty sentimental, so she will like that. Yesterday, she asked me if me and our brother are married. Obviously, I said no, and she said, "I just feel like you are my mom and dad." I hope that's a good thing even if it is a little weird. She is definitely bonding with him too. She always wants me to carry her around, and when I say no because I'm busy, he offers to do it and she lets him now. She used to ignore him. Seeing her snuggle into his neck and actually relax is the cutest thing. Makes my heart happy because I remember wishing I had a dad who would hold me, and I'm so glad she is getting all the love. Me and my brother have had a few disagreements over discipline. He is pretty strict, and usually that's a good thing because they need it to be honest, but sometimes I find it a bit much. Biggest disagreement was when he smacked 9-year-old and I lost it. We grew up with a lot worse, and not going to lie, I have smacked them before, but I don't want to be doing that anymore. Brother thinks there's nothing wrong with one smack on the bum. I would just rather we don't go there. He said he won't do it again, and I don't think he will. He wasn't angry when he did it, so I'm not really concerned about it, and he apologized to the 9-year-old. We're just still trying to figure out discipline. Our dad used an electric cord as a whip, so one smack on the bum is practically gentle parenting to us. I have read enough to know we don't want to be doing any physical disciplining though. Worst thing I've had to do is give the youngest 2 suppositories. My sister gave me money to take them to the GP because I was worried about them and couldn't find any for free and didn't want to wait for kinship. Turns out they are both malnourished, underweight, and constipated AF. And they've missed some vaccines. For the constipation, we tried medicine and more fiber and more water, but no bueno, so it had to be the suppositories because the doctor said it was verging on severe. I tried to explain it to them and make the whole thing easy, but it turned into quite the drama. 9-year-old was easier, but still took me a while. 7-year-old was impossible, and everyone got too stressed on day 1, so we left it, and she was still not complying on day 2, so my brother had to get involved and pretty much had to hold her down. Because I called the doctor and she said either we do it or I take her in and they do it. So we had no choice really, and I still feel horrible about it. I'm obsessed with what they're eating now because I do not want anyone going through that again. But I will say they are a lot better since. They aren't getting tummy aches and they aren't so grouchy. And it has helped 7-year-old with her sleep for sure. We are getting the other 3 to the doctor next week. We will do telehealth after, but I want them to see someone in person for the first appointment. After that, the next thing on the list is a dentist. We have looked at therapy and should be getting telehealth sessions soon. So far, all 3 teenagers have said they aren't doing therapy, but I will try to make them at least try it. 16 years old is still difficult. She took my ID and she went out whenever she liked. But my brother grounded her and she has actually listened and not tried to sneak out. The other 3 are doing okay. No big issues with them, to be honest. They're adapting pretty well, I think. I try to talk to them about everything when I can, and they all seem to understand what's going on and trust that we won't be going anywhere, and we just need them to cooperate with us so we can get through. My little brother Jay, 12, is obsessed with older brother. I used to have an issue with Jay going out every evening for hours and was so stressed about trying to keep him home and safe, but Matt being here has basically eliminated the issue. Jay just wants to be around him all the time, and Matt has somehow got this kid thinking doing homework with him is the best thing ever. Sorry this is so long again. I don't know how long I will keep doing these updates, but for now everyone is so incredibly helpful that I will carry on posting because I always need more advice. The advice and support from everyone in the comments and PM has been amazing and has actually helped change our day-to-day life for the better, so thank you so much, internet strangers. New post, feeling like poop. Parenting is kind of hell right now. 16-year-old has been a pain in the butt the whole time. So unhelpful, permanently grumpy and arguing about everything and winding up the younger ones just to be annoying. Basically making my life harder every chance she gets. She got her phone confiscated today because she was videoing our little sister having an emotional meltdown and laughing at her. Later on, whilst I was putting the phone away, I saw a message from our mum pop up saying some horrible stuff. My mum hasn't messaged me in weeks and the 16-year-old hasn't mentioned messaging her at all, so I was like, WTF. Took me a few attempts to get into her phone, but I got in and saw so many messages. Mostly her begging our mum to come home and our mum either ignoring her or telling her to come to the city she's in right now. 16-year-old sent her so many messages saying our younger siblings need her, and our mum replied saying, I think I know how to raise them better, so she is leaving me to it since I don't want her here. Most recent one was 16-year-old asking why she doesn't care about us, and our mum basically saying she has better things to do than sit here and listen to us all tell her everything she is doing wrong all the time. I knew she was having a hard time, but reading her messages to our mum has broken me, and I just want to stop her from hurting so much. She basically hates me right now, so comforting her is very hard because she will not open up even a bit, and whenever I speak to her about it, she acts like she doesn't care. I don't know what to do or say to her. Meanwhile, my older sister just calls me periodically to tell me she wishes she could help, but she can't because of a list of reasons, including, but not limited to, her not being able to face being around our youngest sister because our parents said she was her replacement and older sister can't get over it. Which is like, okay, but baby sis just turned 7 and big sis is almost 25, so at some point she needs to try to get past that and realize it's not the little one's fault. And my big sis is struggling because she feels like I'm her kid apparently, and she wanted me to come live with her when I was younger, but I chose to stay here and let my mom get away with not parenting. But the alternative is my siblings being neglected and abused like we were. Anyway, I don't have time to be dealing with her emotional issues on top of everyone else's. And she's whining to me like, oh, I had to take time off work because I'm having a hard time mentally. Which makes me feel so great when I'm working my ass off to feed 5 kids and dealing with a million behavioral issues a day and don't have time to do anything. Before everyone starts shouting, therapy, yeah, it's in the works. Trying to get telehealth arranged, but it's taking forever. We can't afford anything else, so that's the best we have for now. Until then, it's good old-fashioned just get on with it and try not to F the kids up any more than they are already.